Everybody, welcome to the Daily Antidote of Song. Here we are, and it's wonderful to see all your faces popping in as usual. I hope you're all doing well in this moment, and I'm sending you all a lot of love. Let's send a lot of love and hello to our live stream folks, YouTube, Facebook. Let's give you a wave. Good that you're with us too, either now or later. And we are here today with Sora Harris-Vincent, who is used to be, or maybe still is, one of the Northern Harmony singers. We shall find out all about this. She's a singer-songwriter, general amazing person. So we are going to hear all about her and hear her song very soon. Let's say hello to all of you beautiful people, though. So hello to Erin in NYC. She's driving today. Look at this. Multi-skilling. Welcome to you. Welcome to Mabel, Bob and the Bears. Hello. Welcome to Deborah in Kentucky, Delhi, Arlene in California, Hindi and Aloysius in Massachusetts, Susan G in Cincinnati, Bonnie in Boise, Lola in BC, Benet in Berkeley, Anne in Silver Spring, Jim Harkless, hello, Gary Palsner in Massachusetts, Laris in the UK, hi to you. Kevin Ennis, welcome. Jojo in NYC, Elizabeth in California, Caroline in DC, and Nancy N. There are a few more of you coming in right as we speak, so welcome as well to Kim. How are you today? I hope you're very well. Welcome to, you're all popping in different directions. Dan Walker, Vienna, hello. Sheila Ginsberg, welcome. And Caroline in DC, good to see you too. Nancy N, welcome. And Annette in California. And someone just popped in on my screen, James Dundas, welcome to you too. Hope I got you all. If I didn't get you on the hellos, I'll get you on the goodbyes. And I've just been reliably informed that today is day 1451. How wonderful is that? Thank you so much to the wonderful folks at Carpe Diem Arts for this wonderful platform and for supporting this wonderful community to keep coming together. Yeah, wonderful. So let's hand over to our guest today. We have Sora Harris-Vincent, who you can tell me now, Sora, are you still a member of Northern Harmony or were you previously?
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Yes, I was an active member, and there aren't any Northern Harmony tours planned right now, so I kind of say that once a Village Harmonite, always a Village Harmonite.
Yes.
So I do identify as being a current member, even though I'm now primarily in mom duty at home.
Yes. Who have you got with us just before your song? Please introduce to your lovely daughter.
This is Sylvan, who has made an appearance before on Sylvan. You want to see all the people? Wait, let me put it in gallery mode. Look at everybody's smiling faces. Sylvan has made an appearance in utero as a newborn, as a middle-aged newborn baby. And Sylvan, you just ate a banana. Look, there's bananas. And now as a 9-month-old. So she is just a delight. Oh, you want to look upside down at everyone? Okay.
It must be so cool to see all the faces. Wow.
Yes, we have family all over the place. So we do a lot of Zoom, FaceTime. I think she's like, one of those kind of like, I can't even say a pandemic baby because it's not even like deep pandemic, but she's one of those long distance babies where we spend a lot of time interacting with people on flat screens.
Okay.
So she's used to it. She's like, oh, look at these faces.
Oh, well, so nice to meet you both. Feel free to share your song with us. Is she going to stay for the song?
Sylvan, are you going to stay for the song? I might hand her off because I have to play the guitar today, but she'll make an appearance after. But I will say Sylvan is the inspiration for this song. She has a book that is my first book of protest, and I was thinking of a song that I wanted to highlight a lot of the amazing, incredible women that have come before us and kind of paved the way in terms of protests and in terms of speaking up, standing up. So this is this wonderful children's book that we read with Sylvan, and it kind of highlights a lot of different incredible historical figures who have just played significant roles in protests. Bless you. So I'm going to hand off baby and then come back and we'll do a little singing, and then she'll come back for a little
good.
question and answer session.
Lovely. See you,
Yeah.
Sylvan. See you in a
See you,
minute.
Sylvan. So this song, I'm just calling it the stand-up song, using the word standing up in both like the physical, like let's stand up to what we see going on, but also in just like giving it a lot of power, that standing up is doing so much more. So each verse, I've just picked a couple people to highlight who are important, amazing women in our history. And I want to acknowledge that there's countless amazing women in history. And we could be singing for days if we sang to all of them. But so this song goes to all of them. I just chose a couple to sing to today. So I'll sing through one of the verses so you can hear how it goes. I have a guitar accompanying me today. If you have any instruments at home, feel free to bust those out. And if you have any harmonies that come to you that sound good that you want to sing, feel free to also just sing along with whatever. So here's the how it goes. I'll sing it through and then I can kind of teach it if need be. You got to stand up by being bold. Stand up by being bold. You gotta stand up by being bold, like women before us and women today. So that's how it goes for every verse. It's kind of a simple, fun, hopefully catchy song. And then we just apply all the other lyrics. So the you gotta stand up is, we do that part 3 times. So I didn't write that in each one, but I think you'll be able to follow along. So I'll slow it down a little bit and we'll do just that first verse. You got to stand up by being bold. Stand up by being bold. You got to stand up by being bold, like women before us and women today. Let's do it one more time on that verse. You got to stand up by being bold. Stand up by being bold. You gotta stand up by being bold, like women before us and women today. So now I'm gonna keep just going on and singing through. The scanning is gonna be, we'll see how it goes, have fun with it. And we might have some time if you have some historical figures that have been important in your life and you want to put that in the comment. The pattern is just stand up or sit down. We've got to write it down. We've got to, you can look ahead and see. And if any historical figures pop into your mind and we can try to pop those in, feel free to put them in. Yes, thank you for giving important context to some of the names in here. Awesome. Okay, so let's go singing on, and we'll do Harriet Tubman by Leading the Way. You got to stand up by leading the way. Stand up by leading the way. You got to stand up by leading the way, like Harriet Tubman led her railroad. Moving on. You got to stand up by sitting down. Stand up by sitting down. You got to stand up by sitting down, like Rosa Parks did on that Montgomery bus. Here we go. You got to stand up by rolling through. Stand up by rolling through. You gotta stand up by rolling through, like Judith Heumann for disability rights. You got to stand up by reading books. Stand up by reading books. You got to stand up by reading books, like Malala did with her classroom of girls. You've got to stand up by writing it down. Stand up by writing it down. You got to stand up by writing it down, like Gloria Steinem with her magazine. You've got to stand up by reaching heights. Stand up by reaching heights. You've got to stand up by reaching heights, like Amelia Earhart when she took to the sky. You've got to stand up by speaking up. Stand up by speaking up. You got to stand up by speaking up, like Gretta Thunburg for the environment. all the words. You got to stand up by marching on. Stand up by marching on. You gotta stand up by marching on like millions did at the Women's March. Now I've gotta scroll down and see who we've got. Okay, RBG. RBG, what did she do? You gotta stand up by taking a seat. We'll do that again. You gotta stand up by having a seat. Stand up by having a seat. You gotta stand up by having a seat like RGBG did when she took the courts. There we go. Okay, who else do we have going on? Okay, organizing. We're going to go with Amanda and Miles' comments. Here we go. We're going to just see if the words fit. You got to stand up by organizing. Stand up by organizing. You got to stand up by organizing like Dolores Huerta for migrant farm workers. Awesome, that worked well. Okay, Toshi Seeger, singing on. You've got to stand up by singing on. Stand up by singing on. You gotta stand up by singing on like Toshi Seeger when she sang with Pete. Here we go. Okay, Marian Anderson. Let's say singing loudly. You've got to stand up by singing loudly. Stand up by singing loudly. You gotta stand up by singing loudly like Marian Anderson when she sang. Katherine Johnson, taking to the sky. You gotta stand up by take to the sky. Stand up by taking the sky. You gotta stand up by taking the sky like Katherine Johnson, the NASA mathematician. Ida B. Wells. Okay, standing up by standing up. That works. You gotta stand up by standing up. Stand up by standing up. You gotta stand up by standing up like Ida B. Wells against lynching and hate. Okay, you gotta stand up by never turning back. Here we go. You gotta stand up by never turning back. Stand up by never turning back. You gotta stand up by never turning back like our ancestors did and will continue to do. Marsha Johnson, fighting back. Nice one. You gotta stand up by fighting back. Stand up by fighting back. You gotta stand up by fighting back like Marsha Johnson at the Stonewall Inn. Okay, stand up by being a mom. I like that. You gotta stand up by being a mom. We'll just riff on it and see what happens. Here we go. You got to stand up by being a mom. Stand up by being a mom. You gotta stand up by being a mom. One of the hardest jobs there is, but we gotta give them more credit. Okay, Margaret Sanger, think freely. Here we go. You gotta stand up by thinking freely. Stand up by thinking freely. Gotta stand up by thinking freely like Margaret Sanger when she got the right to vote. Is that right? Am I doing the right person? Yes, okay, great. Okay, let's go back and do by being bold, the one we started with. Here we go. You got to stand up by being bold. Stand up by being bold. You gotta stand up by being bold like women before us and women today. Woo!
Yeah!
Thank you. Oh, you just really gave my brain a workout by having to think of those things on the spot. Thank you, everyone, for your contributions. Love that. Wow, and so many other people. Amazing. For all you guys were just ready to go with those suggestions. I love songs like that where you can just like zipper in new ideas, and I love communities of singers where it's like, oh, you need extra ideas? Bam, 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 bam. No problem. No shortage of ideas. So, wow. Thank you all. That's the first time that song's been shared, but beyond just in my house, and it felt so fun to sing that and to just breathe so much life into that and name so many of these amazing people. Thank you so much for joining in on that.
That was so great, Sora. I just felt so good just singing all of these wonderful women and all the achievements and wonderful work they've done. Great song. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, and if that song is catchy to you and you want to sing it and play it, like take it out into the world, put your own words to it, have fun with it. Margaret Sanger founded Planned Parenthood. Who am I thinking that was the right to vote? That was my bad. Different Sanger?
Oh, wow. You can't know all the women in all the world.
Can't know all the women. Thank you for the correction of who Margaret Sanger is.
Well, when we sing it again, you can put that one in.
Yeah,
right?
We can put that one in.
Yeah.
Well, so, and I feel like this song has a big asterisk to it, a little like thing I want to comment and speak to, which is the use of the word woman. There's a lot of people who identify as being part of the women's movement and participating in that, and I want to just be inclusive to them and be inclusive to people who feel like they've contributed to women's history. And I know that there's a lot of people who we didn't name today. And also, I don't think that I had the most racially inclusive list of people. So I'm also really excited if people have suggestions of historical figures who are Native American women, who are Asian or Island Pacific women. I know that there's a lot of, in America, in American history, we're taught about a lot of, cis white women who have done a lot of good things. I don't want to negate and erase the fact that they've done a lot of great things, but also like I need to educate myself on other women from other countries and other backgrounds and other histories who are also contributing to this world being a better place, because that's important.
Yeah, the first person who comes to mind, I don't know if you've heard of
Say that again, sorry.
Have you heard of Pat McCabe, who is a Dene elder? She's an amazing woman, just doing incredible work. She came here to the UK to do something called the Human Reunion Ceremony, which is about bringing together the polarity between the genders, between masculine and feminine, those two genders. She just does incredible work in so many areas of decolonization as well. So I would recommend putting her in, but I don't know how I'd put her in, as in describe what she does in the song.
Yeah, in just a few words, I know. Yeah. Well, Sylvan is here, and she wants to make a musical appearance. Please. Practicing her drum. Sylvan, you are a woman contributing to this world. This is your solo. Good job.
Amazing. Thank you, Sylvan.
Hey, Sylvan. Awesome. Oh, she's not done. Okay, Sylvan, that's too loud. So we'll play the drums later.
Oh.
But yeah, when Joe messaged me that it was Women's History Month or Irish History and Irish History Month, I was like, oh, can I combine the two? Like, there's a lot of incredible Irish singers out there. But I also think there's probably plenty of people who are going to do amazing Irish music, and I will leave that to them. I also, this is my own point of correction, but I have all these singers who I was like, oh, I know a bunch of these ballad singers, and they're actually Scottish. So shame on me for thinking they were Irish. I have a hard time hearing the difference between Scottish and Irish language, so that's just for me to work on. But I was going to sing a ballad, and then I was like, no, this is not Irish. So stick with what you know, Sora, and just write a song.
Excellent.
Theme.
This was hot off the press then, this song.
Oh, hot off the press. This was a yesterday.
Oh.
I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you that, but I wrote this yesterday.
That's amazing. Fresh is good. That's really amazing. That's the first community to hear it. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, we
again, thanks to this book by Julia Merberg and illustrated by Molly Egan, first book of protest, and there's a lot of incredible people in here, not just women, but if you're wanting to spark some activism in any of the children in your lives, I suggest that book.
That's amazing. That's so good. Well, there's a few more people in the chat here who are there's no shortage of feminists in the audience.
Yeah.
We could sing the song again. We could just have more and more singing if you like. It's possibly time.
Okay. Yeah. Sylvan is the soprano. Sylvan, can we play the guitar together? I can also hand you back, but maybe we can play it together.
It's also a drum. All guitars double up as a drum.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna just scroll up in the comments. Let's see who we have. Oh, okay, we're gonna hand the baby off because I haven't yet played guitar with a baby, so I don't know how that's
Bye, Sylvan. We loved having you.
Okay, so I'm scrolling up. I see. Oh,
it's
Anthony.
It's difficult now because there's lots of other comments in the way, so don't worry about getting all of them. If you want to just do the ones you know, feel free.
Okay. For the sake of scrolling, because I have to play, it's going to be distracting. Let's sing through the words I wrote down, and I want to thank you, everyone. I'm going to save the chat, and I'm going to plug all this into the Google Doc with my own words, because we're learning history as we go. You are educating me on all these amazing, important women.
And that's the great thing about the song. When you share it and you get people's ideas, you can enrich your library of wonderful women. I just love that.
It's a history lesson. Look at this. Look at us go. Yeah. Who needs to go to school when you just show up to the Daily Antidote at noon every day?
You got it all.
Okay, let's just start. Let's do the lyrics that are already there so no one's joggling around trying to find them. Okay, here we go. You got to stand up by being bold. Stand up by being bold. You got to stand up by being bold like women before us and women today. You gotta stand up by leading the way. Stand up by leading the way. You gotta stand up by leading the way like Harriet Tubman led her railroad. You got to stand up by sitting down. Stand up by sitting down. You gotta stand up by sitting down like Rosa Parks did on that Montgomery bus. You got to stand up by rolling through. Stand up by rolling through. You gotta stand up by rolling through like Judith Heumann for disability rights. You gotta stand up by reading books. Stand up by reading books. You got to stand up by reading books like Malala did with her classroom of girls. You got to stand up by writing it down. Stand up by writing it down. You gotta stand up by writing it down like Gloria Steinem with her magazine. You gotta stand up by reaching heights. Stand up by reaching heights. You gotta stand up by reaching heights like Amelia Earhart when she took to the sky. You got to stand up by speaking up. Stand up by speaking up. You gotta stand up by speaking up like Gretta Thunburg for the environment. Last one. You gotta stand up by marching on. Stand up by marching on. You gotta stand up by marching on like millions did at the Women's March. Repeat that last part. Like millions did at the Women's March. Woo!
Woo! Yes!
Buddy!
Thank you!
That song feels good to sing with this crowd of people. I'm seeing everyone acting it out. I love that. I love that. Thank you all so much for breathing light and energy and zest into this song and just taking that out into the world and celebrating the women around us, the women who've come before, who are here now, who will come in the future. I feel energized.
Me too. That was so great. Thank you, Sora, so much for bringing that to us today. That is going to stay with me, I think, as I go into my evening. So thank you. Can we all share our love and appreciation for Sora? Please send a visual love to her. Thank you so much, and
You
lovely,
all.
lovely to meet your little one as well. Thank you so much for bringing her on, Sylvan. Great to have her too.
Yes.
And well, I'm sure we'll see you again very soon. So we're going to wave you out of the room. If you need to go, feel free, and we'll see you again. Bye
Take
bye,
care.
Laura.
Bye.
Bye. Lovely. Thank you all, Daily Antidoters, for being here today, for turning up, for bringing your heart and your passion and your moves. And let's say goodbye to all of you. So we're saying goodbye now to Deborah in Kentucky, Bonnie in Boise, Lola in BC, Sheila in North Florida, Arlene in California, Susan in Cincinnati, Hindi and Laris in the UK, Benet in California, Anne in Silver Spring, Jim Harkless. Goodbye to all of you. Blessings on your day. Annette in California, Dan in Vienna, Delhi and Hoda in BC, and Cricket and Storm in Massachusetts, Athena in Brooklyn, Mabel, Bob and the Bears. Blessings to all of you too. Have a wonderful day. Amanda and Miles in Michigan, Gary in Massachusetts, Kevin in New Hampshire, Jane in Texas, Jamie in Victoria, BC, and then we have... Why is Zoom completely changing things around today? Oh no, here we go. Aloysius in Massachusetts. Jojo, lovely to feel you with us, even if we can't see you today. Elizabeth in California. Caroline in DC. Nancy N. Phil in Totnes, just down the road. Hello. Ray, Joe's mum. Someone from the future. Galaxy S23 Ultra. Woo! LMG in Connecticut. And last but not least, thank you, Erin in New York City for doing this whilst she's a passenger on a journey. Check out the multi-skilling there. Thank you so much, Erin. And Driver, who we have seen the thumb of many times coming into to shot. And wishing you all a beautiful day. Thank you for being with us. Thank you to our live streamers. And we'll see you again very soon. Bye, everybody.